Okay, so when a customer's sunroof drains are clogged and it starts leaking inside the car, this is usually what happens. You end up getting a lot of water in the seat areas here, and as you can tell, this whole back seat area here is just flooded with liquid. So we're going to keep that on that little tray there, but if you look underneath the seat there, you can see it's just full of water. So we're going to have to kind of get that out. This car is a mess anyway, just disgusting. But that's the back seat, passenger, and then if we come across up over to the front area, what ends up happening is you also get water down here. If you kind of look in here, you can kind of see that that's full of water down there. And basically the electronics box, called the junction box, this thing here, which has a bunch of relays inside it along with all your fuses, that basically gets soaked with water. And then if you look inside, let's see, which connector was it here? Oh no, this is not the original one, but basically the connectors inside are totally rusted and corroded in here. I don't know if you can kind of see that, but there's all kinds of corrosion in these connectors now. And so the customer's lights are all coming on the dashboard, funky electronic things are happening, and now the car is actually starting to run poorly as well. So this is a pretty big cleanup that we've got going on here, and obviously the expense of a junction box, which is probably in the neighborhood of $500 to $600 just for that piece. So definitely worthwhile making sure that your sunroof drains are clean. Okay, so this is the sunroof drain cleaning and flowing process. This customer came in with lots of water getting into their car. As far as they know, the sunroof drains have never been cleaned. And so, as you can see on all four corners of the sunroof, you've got a hole right there. That is the drain hole. So typically what we do is we blow some air through there and pour water through there until we see good drainage coming out onto the ground. And so what have we done so far, Spencer?
I've already done a blow and I've already rinsed it out, but I was going to do it one more time for demonstration.
Okay, sounds good. So we take an air hose, just blow a little bit of air through there, short bursts. Usually put a rag around it too, just to keep stuff from blowing at you. That's good. So now what we're going to do is we will take some water and pour it in there. And you should hear kind of like a gurgling noise, as well as the water flowing down that pretty quickly. Just make sure that when you pour this in, you're pouring it into the right channel. Okay, so this is what the drain should look like with good flow. Go ahead and pour that water in there, Spencer. Pour a lot in there. You should hear it gurgling a little bit and flowing really fast. Okay, that is an example of a good flowing sunroof drain. Okay, then what we'll do is we'll walk to the other side of the car and we'll show you what it looks like coming out on the ground. Alright, so we're going to have Spencer pour another cup of water in here, and I'm going to just show you down for the front fender where it's going to come out and what you should see. Go ahead.
Alright, come in.
There we go. That's the kind of stream you should see coming off of there. All kinds of water pouring out the bottom. That means it's flowing properly. So you're going to do that to the two front drains until they flow properly. Sometimes just pouring hot water through there, a bunch of times we'll do this. Sometimes you have to use air to kind of blow out really jammed in stuff that's in there. Okay, for this process to check the rear sunroof drains, it's a little bit more difficult and challenging. So what we typically do with this is we raise just the front of the car up just slightly, just about till the wheel comes off the ground. So barely at all. But that's going to allow the water that's going to be caught in this track to actually flow backwards towards this back outlet where there is another drain hole that you can't see. So it's basically you have to do that, otherwise when you pour the water in, just sitting on a level surface, the water's going to tend to go forward towards the front ones. So what we're going to do is basically jack up the front of the car just a little bit, and then we're going to see if water flows out of these two drain holes. One there, and one over there. Okay, go ahead, Spencer. Perfect. Alright, so as you can see here, the wheel is just barely off the ground. Okay, not a lot. Okay, so now Spencer's going to pour water in the track again, same method that we used last time. And then we're going to pour it right in the track here. Once again, be careful where you pour it. I want to make sure it stays in the track. Okay, so just going to pour it in there, and now it should be kind of coming towards the back and coming out of this this drainage hole, if it's working. Anything, Spencer? I don't see a drop.
Nothing.
It is going towards the back, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so let's stop. Okay, so now that we know that there's no water coming out of this drain plug, we know that that is fully blocked. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some paper towels, we're going to come up here, and we're going to put the paper towels right in this area here. So Spencer, get a bunch of paper towels, we're going to jam them in here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our air hose, come back here, and we're going to blow some puffs of air backwards through the system, so kind of back flush it, and see if we can break it open that way. Usually that works to kind of free it up and then it'll flow. But right now there's not a drop coming out of there. Okay, so Spencer's going to put some paper towels up there. Yep, just hold it right there. Now there's a lot of water in there because we just did that, so... Oh, see stuff coming out of the... Oh, you can see it coming out of the ceiling. There we go. Now you can see it coming out. All right, pour some more water in there. Let's keep it flushing. Let's see. Okay, there's a nice little stream coming out of there. That's better. And you can see all the dirt coming out too. That's it. Now it's flowing. That is what we're after. That's the stream we're looking for. Okay, that's great. All right, so let's go do the other side. Yeah, that's ideal. Okay, let's try it. Let's see how this one fares. Let's just pour the water in.
All right.
Let's see, anything? Look at that. One.
No.
Oh, there we go.
There we
Yay! It took a little while. Okay, keep
Who
pouring.
needs more?
And like I said, we always like to use hot water with this process. That kind of helps just loosen up all that gunk and grime that's in there. There we go. That's a good flow. I can give it a little blast really quick.
Some of it's actually coming out the front.
That's okay. It's just draining towards the front. It's rolling towards the front of the car, that's all.
Okay.
So we usually do like 3 or 4 cups of water through there to really make sure these flow good. So that is another example of good flow. That's what we're looking for. So the sunroof gasket on these cars is not meant to keep all water out. It's meant to slow down the water that gets in. The problem is once all this dust and dirt that gets in there washes into this crack, then it finally flows into this tray and turns into mud. And that's what kind of blocks those drains ultimately. So I'd recommend doing this maybe once a year if possible, just to kind of keep those clean and flowing. That is good practice.